Welcome back to the Elseware Entertainment Soulstorm tournament. This is Ball again. We're into game 2 of the match between LeRagpicker and Santiago. Been an exciting match so far. We had the last game taken up by LeRagpicker on Battle Marshes. Very well played there. Chaos versus Orcs, of course. LeRagpicker picking up Chaos, going for his quick Chaos Temple there. Barracks building, fast building with his workers. It's heretics, so that the buildings are built quickly. And this is Fallen City. Of course, Santiago was the loser of the previous game, so he picked this map. He's decided to pick Fallen City. Bit of a controversial map. Either you love it or you hate it. Obviously, Santiago has decided that this map is in his favor somehow in the matchup. Not too sure how it works. Warbanner going down instead of a generator, so he's looking at a bit more of a sort of gruntier build for the earlier game, as opposed to sort of spending up on investing in power for the later side of the game. At least that's as far as I'm concerned. Sending a single Slugger Boys unit, squad as you'd call it, into the enemy territory now. And LeRagpicker has gone for Raiders, so both looking to sort of send troops into their opponent's territory, although these Raptors, no doubt, are probably going to run into the Sluggers, or maybe even just miss them. There you go. Here's the Sluggers here. And how far away are the Raptors? Not too far away. And there's the Cultist intercepting them. This is going to slow the LeRagpicker down in terms of capping for a little while, but maybe he'll bring the Raptors back to try and deal with them. And indeed he has. So here come the Raptors now. Going to get stuck in. Santiago's not going to fall for this. He's going to move his boys out and just delay here for a while. In the meantime, LeRagpicker doing the same thing, just harassing those Orcs, getting to close combat, preventing them from actually taking that point. Although, did I notice? Oh yeah! Big Mick Boy coming in here, totally slaughtering these cultists, so that really fails, unfortunately. Nice play there by Santiago, bringing that hero in, and trying to go for the decap with those cultists. He's going to lose them pretty quickly, though. Is he going to be able to decap it in time? Really looking for the decap here. Nice, he's got it out, but at the cost of his entire cultist squad, so unfortunately, not the best trade there for LeRagpicker. He did decap a point, so slowed his opponent down, but in the meantime, he's being slowed down himself on his side of the map, so Santiago quite cleverly staying ahead of the game here in terms of capping. Nice stuff, and Slugger Boy's heading back to Orc territory now. Big Mick out in the field. He's just been joined by a Chaos Lord. By the sound, no, sorry, not Chaos Lord, Chaos Space Marine. Sorry, I got the sound cue wrong for that. Chaos Space Marine's moving around, and we should be seeing a bit of capping with them as well. Let's see what they're up to. In the meantime, oh, there's the Chaos Lord. Sorry, yeah, he really did have a Chaos Lord. I just really wasn't paying enough attention. Chaos Lord moving out over the bridge and just staying out of fire range there for now. In the meantime, so Raptors chasing the Orcs back to their territory, but having to turn back due to that listening post being up there. And now that the Chaos Lord's been joined by the Chaos Space Marine squad, moving in for some fighting here. Gonna go for the listening post. He won't be able to do much damage to that post itself. Maybe if he shoots down the Gretchen. I think he's trying to do that. The Grots killing them. Popping a few caps in their ass, and yeah, Big Mick looks like to be in a fairly healthy situation. Man, if he had some shooter boys at this point, that'd be really quite handy. But I think it'll be. Oh, there's the shooter boys on the other side of the map. So sorry about that. He did have some shooter boys, but just on the wrong side of the area. But still, they're going to be handy for dealing with these Raptors. Just splitting the squads up. Doesn't really want to stay in close combat for too long there against his Raptors, I believe. And in the meantime, he's got another squad of shooters against the Chaos Lord. So again, I think LeRagpicker in not too great a position. Really just he's behind, but only by a touch, only by a smidgen. And you'll see him pulling some maneuvers and trying some things out to try and stay in the game later on. Interested to see what he techs up to later on. Maybe Hell Talons again would be a nice choice for this map. It just depends on resources and so forth. And at this point, really just taking a hammering from those from the outnumbering that he's facing at the moment. Hasn't really invested as much in troops as Santiago has in the earlier game. And the good thing about this is that Santiago has gone for that banner. He's gone plenty of troops. He's getting an advantage earlier on, and that's allowed him to get ahead on capping as a result. And I think that's very important. Slugger Boys, sorry, not Slugger Boys, Shooter Boys against Raptors. Raptors should win this, and indeed they have so far. Just sending the shooters packing. Looks good. They won't be able to cut it against 2 squads, though, not with their low number. I think there's only 4 Raptors available at this point. And Chaos Space Marines push back to a defensive location. He's going to need to upgrade that LP. Yeah, there it goes. LP2 up and running as soon as I said that. And that will assist him in driving the Orcs back. Taking some casualties yet. when is this fight going to end? I think, I think Santiago waiting for the last moment before teleporting out, and he's left this one squad, and that's going to get killed. Nice sync kill there from the Chaos Space Marine. Always like seeing that. But yeah, looks like orcs are actually they when you saw them teleport out, they didn't teleport back to their own territory. They have teleported further into Chaos territory. Interestingly, still in range of another LP2. This is towards the center here, and getting some kills on this Raptors while I can. And in the meantime, joining forces, linking up with the other orcs in the background, and will this be enough to take the LP2 down? The Chaos Lord's coming in from behind to try and defend this position here. He might even need a worker for repairing this point, because it's taking a lot of damage, that LP2. And this firefight is not going to go well, because those orcs, there's too many of them. Here come the Raptors to try and reinforce. Getting to close combat against the shooters, very, very important thing to do at this point. That big mech's going to do a lot of damage. Those Raptors aren't going to last too long unless you're reinforcing them heavily. And these Chaos Space Marines are being reinforced themselves. Good thing he's got the LP2 there. I think this is the good play for LeRagpicker. Just stay stuck into that fight. He'll win it eventually if he's careful. Keeps reinforcing. He's pulled out the Raptors now. Just make sure he doesn't lose the last of his squad. And having to put out a straight close range firefight with his shooters. Raptor coming straight back in again. Oh, didn't quite want to commit. He just doesn't want to lose that Raptor squad. Now he's got the second member. He can afford to move back into combat. But that big mech straight into close combat, getting some kills there. That big Power Claw doing so much damage. Even that Chaos Lord very low on health. And that Chaos Lord very low on health now. He could lose him. Hopefully he doesn't. And it's just the last minute. He's managed to beat back the Orc Big Mech. And man, things... I wouldn't say that LeRagpicker is holding on to the game by a sliver. He's holding on to the game fairly well. It's just that he's behind by a margin. Not a huge margin, but it is significant enough for us to be able to tell here that he's struggling against this harass. And Santiago, in the meantime, is just continuing to take up. You know, there's a comment by LeRagpicker, you know, more shooters. That's all he's seeing at this point. And shooters really are doing the damage at this point in time. There's no heavy bolters available for the Chaos at this point. There's nothing long range except for just plain old bolters. He's going to have to wait. He hasn't got any grenade launchers this time. There's the sacrificial circle going down. That's quite interesting. It allows him to get a sorcerer and some horrors. Later on, he'll be able to get some possessed. At this point, I mean, he's probably getting it just for the upgrades alone. In the meantime, pile of guns is up. We're going for another war banner as well. Plenty of generators and war banners back at base as well. So, yeah, things just trucking along for Santiago. Did you notice that if you were quick, you would have seen that minefield just next to that relic? LeRagpicker is worried about losing that relic because he knows his opponent's got so many forces concentrated in this area of the map and doesn't want to get overwhelmed, and that's the situation at this point in time. Building something else from his barracks too, so looking to reinforce. In the meantime, this lightly defended bridge over here is being assaulted by a couple of slugger boys. In the meantime, nice move. He's gone over the middle of the map with those raptors, just flying over the ridge there. Very cool stuff. And what will these guys get up to? Oh, decapping the critical objective. Well, if you haven't got anything else to do, you may as well go for those critical objectives. In the meantime, what's going on here? The cultists moved into Orc territory, getting hammered. And in the meantime, oh my god, losing an LP! All this action and I missed it. Sorry about that, guys. This is very bad for LeRagpicker. Not only is he losing a cultist squad there for no apparent reason, now pulling back. He was a bit slow to pull them back. In the meantime, he's let his LP gone down. Too many Orc shooters for him to survive that, and that is a blow. He's going to be losing a fair amount of resources long term if he's not going to keep that LP2 up and running. That LP2 is the source of a lot of cash. And here's the Berserker squad coming in. Very nice. That's going to defend him for some time. Very good and powerful in close combat against the shooters, but it's too late. He already lost that LP2, and now he's going to be taking a bit more slowly. He's going to be a bit behind. I like it how that critical objective is being decapped, but it's not going to make as much difference as that LP2 would have. So yeah, he needs to retake that strategic point, this one right there, as soon as possible, while staving off the Orcs with his Berserker squad. Easier said than done, but I think we can leave it up to LeRagpicker to give it its best shot. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I must say I'm enjoying this game. It's been an interesting game. Fallen City, it's been a bit of a standoff, and it often is with Fallen City. Either there's a bit of a harass early game and it's over, or it's a bit of a standoff with both those bridges sort of being held simultaneously, and wait for a bit of a tech up. But this game is interesting. Santiago has done everything right. He's played better than he did last game. He's chosen a better build order for it, I must say that. We've got the machine pit out now. First Defiler on its way for LeRagpicker, but You know, and there's the massive thermal power generator as well. Santiago hasn't got one of his own, so that's quite cool. Yeah. In the meantime, though, as you can see, we've got those tank buster squads moving in. There is a minefield in front of them, but they don't care because they're not a melee squad. They can just sit back and start cracking at things. Yeah, Santiago is prepared for those defilers with those tank busters there. He's got a mech shop of his own, so he's got vehicles out already. As you can see, the war truck is on its way, and very nice. The berserkers moving straight in, but as soon as those berserkers are in a bad position, you're going to see a lot of shooters surrounding them and blasting the crap out of them. Quite difficult to take care of that truck without any decent sort of anti-vehicle. He hasn't got any horrors in the area, and there's the berserkers being surrounded by shooters, just as I mentioned, and tank busters disrupting them as well. Big firefight going on. He's going to lose a few berserkers here if he's not careful. There's one going down, and Santiago doing everything